I'll be honest with you, this case from TORRAS looks pretty cool. Nice change from the gray, black drab that I'm very used to. But functionally, this thing has a way to go. I'm testing 50 iPhone cases to find the best 5. This is review number 25 out of 50. I'm halfway done. Because I'm a reviewer, not an influencer, for the iPhone 17s, my scoring system is based on what the iPhone actually feels when it hits the ground on its corner, on its face, as well as on its camera lump. Each case gets dropped at least 30 times. So when I say it's terrible, it's because I've got the data to back it up. Now, design-wise, I don't even know where to get started with this product. There is a lot going on. There's basically giant airbags at the top and bottom of the case. There's a frosted polycarbonate back with a slight soft rubber finish to it. The edge has 2, maybe 3 types of TPU on it. There's just a lot going on with this product. There's a ton of like prints on the case, like that's supposed to indicate that there's like feet on the bottom of the case, but there isn't. And last but not least, this case has the really annoying built-in stand. I say it's annoying because, yeah, this tends to happen. Now, TORRAS does have an updated case stand, and this case stand has a 360 twirly stand mechanism. This works way better than the standard one that comes on all their cases, so I'm hoping this shows up onto this product in the near future. Because if this happens in one direction, you just turn it slightly and then it doesn't happen. So it's just a really easy adjustment. Whereas with this thing, it's always gonna pop out in one direction. Like, For weight, it's gonna increase your iPhone by a paltry 53 grams. Not bad for a case with a stand, given the average is 50. When it comes to bulking up your iPhone, that's a little higher at 71%. Now, visually, you might think this case is extremely grippy. It's got some sort of like grip strip and there's TPU everywhere. It really isn't. This thing is super slick and it slips out of my hands quite easily. Handles like a wet bar of soap from my perspective. The only saving grace is that the air pocket parts of this case have a really tacky rubber to it, so it kind of sits in the ball palm of your hand decently, but that's a big stretch in terms of a case being grippy. There are so many better cases in terms of grip. This case has awesome flow-through buttons that are slightly rounded, but they do have a bit of a lateral wiggle to them, so you can kind of hear them. Port cutout is very large, and there's a bit of a chamfer to it, so like your pinky like fits really comfortably into the port cutout area. One of the better cases if you do this a lot. Screen access is very good because the clearance between the edge and the screen of the iPhone is very minimal. What do you think is going to happen in face first drop protection? When it comes to MagSafe strength, pulling took 7.1 newtons. To push things off, took 6.9 newtons. That's 30% below average. TORRAS does claim that it has 18 newtons of pulling power, so I don't know where they got their number, because even if I was to add these two numbers up, it doesn't equal 18. And protective design is where this product is supposed to shine. It has corners that I measured at 3.7 mils, which are quite thick, and the back is 2.9 mils, which is a hair thicker than average. I do have to point out that the corners are mostly this air pocket, so they're not a solid piece of plastic. Let's talk rigidity. Despite having the stand baked into the back of the polycarbonate back, the amount of force required to bend this, 8 millimeters, was exceptionally average. And what is average? It's about 29 newtons. Now, when it came to corner drops, despite having air pockets in the corner of the iPhone, my iPhone recorded a drop power of 11 newtons. That is 14% higher than average. The air pockets act like a spring. Now, when it comes to rotation rate, doing this after a corner drop, that rotation rate was very average. In terms of the case calming down, that rate was 55% above average. But because the case did this a lot when I did the corner drop, the total force was 14% higher. So all my data is showing that cases with really large flexible bumpers that are just TPU or air pockets, they do not do well during corner drops because all the force goes into the iPhone. Let's talk face drops, and look how low the screen clearance is for this case. What do you think happens when I do that? Surprisingly, this case has extremely stiff edges, so it passes with the initial impact being 42% lower, settling rate was 34% lower, and the total force was 14% better. The settling rate is 34% slower, which is it's good when it's slower. Now, when it comes to camera lump on first pass, TORRAS just basically has a polycarbonate ring around the camera lump. But here's the neat thing, within the polycarbonate ring, like the entire back, there's actually, I think, 2 to 3 layers of polycarbonate that are sandwiched together. So when you drop it like that, the initial impact is 30% lower, which was cool to see. But the settling rate was 7% faster, mostly because of the, I guess, rigid back, and the total force going to the iPhone was 15% lower. So this is a weird combination, but it goes to show if there's multiple layers on the back of the case, it's going to protect this part, which is where a lot of the guts of the iPhone is, much better. So would I get this case if I was a reviewer? The short answer is no. This thing handles incredibly poorly. The protection parts of the product are grossly overstated. This thing says it has a 100% rebound rate. I don't even know what that means. But it does look really cool. I am hoping that TORRAS improves certain parts of this case, because if they do, then oh yeah, I'm totally using this as a daily driver. Now, should you get this product? I would say no, but given how much money TORRAS is spending on having influencers promote their product, you might eventually succumb to their marketing. I'm testing 50 cases to figure out the best 5. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe so that every single time I post a review, you get notified, or just check my channel back regularly, because I am posting as much content as quickly as I possibly can, because the moment this thing gets finished, I'm just gonna post it. Thanks for watching.